Welcome back. In this video, we'll be talking about the concept of a set. Let's start off with two definitions. A set is an unordered collection of objects. And an object in a set is called an element. Okay, so how do we define a set? So we can define a set by describing it in words. So for example, A is the set of primary colors. That's a collection of objects, and it's a perfect description of what it is. Or we can use something we call roster notation, where we can write A is equal to the set containing red, yellow, and blue. Notice that each of the elements of the set is put into a list, separated by commas, and surrounded by curly braces, an opening and a closing curly brace. So let's practice this definition exercise for the concept of a set. The precise definition we gave for a set is that a set is an unordered collection of objects. If I wanted to take that and put it in my own words, I would probably think of a set as a bag that's holding some things. Now, because it's in a bag, it doesn't matter what the order is, so that's one way to think about a set. And then we can give some examples. Remember, we can give examples by either writing out the definition in terms of words, or we can use roster notation. So we could write P is the set of prime numbers less than 10. That's a fine definition of a set. If we wanted to write it in roster notation instead, we would say P is equal to the set containing the numbers 2, 3, 5, and 7. Another example. Capital V is the set of letters that can be vowels in English. That's a fine definition. But if we wanted to write that in roster notation, we could instead write capital V is equal to the set containing the letters A, E, I, O, U, and Y, because those are the letters that can be used as vowels in English. Let's now look at a slightly more complex example. Let C be the set of coordinates of the corners of the unit square in the first quadrant lying on the x and y axes. So we need to draw a picture here, I think, to understand what's being said. We have a unit square that is in the first quadrant, lying on the x and y axes. Okay, unit square means side length is 1, so this is 0, 0, this is 1, 0, this is 1, 1, and this is 0, 1. Those are the corners of the unit square in the first quadrant that lies on the x and y axes. If we wanted to write it in roster notation, we would write something like this. C is equal to the set containing the ordered pairs 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Alright, so remember, don't just come up with examples, also come up with some non-examples. Things that aren't sets. Here I have two different examples. First example, the number 30. The number 30 is a number. It's not a collection of objects. There is a set that contains 30. That's a set. But the number 30, it's just a number. It's not actually a set. So another non-example is the coordinate pair 2, 5. A coordinate pair is not a set. One special thing about a set is that order does not matter. For coordinate pairs, or sometimes called ordered pairs, the order of the numbers does matter. So the coordinate pair 2, 5 is not a set. And you should compare this with this object, the set containing 2, 5. That is a set. It contains an object, but it's not the same thing as the coordinate pair 2, 5.